Hello world, Shelly here, and today I've got some of my recent makeup favorites. And a fail, a very big fail. Most of these are drugstore, a few of them are not. I'm pretty excited because spring was a pretty good time for makeup launches. But let's get the fail out of the way, because if you learn or hear nothing else from the rest of this video, I want to warn you about these glosses. These are the Plump, the Maybelline Lifter Gloss Plump version. I should have known by the chili pepper. These are brutal. Brutal. And the comments that I got in the first video where I tried them reflected similar sentiment from you all. These are so burning hot on the lips, so uncomfortable that I couldn't even, so I'd put it on in a foundation review, and then I filmed one other video right after that, so maybe a half hour's time that I had these on my mouth, and I couldn't take it anymore. So as I finished filming, I wiped them off. Not only did my lips hurt, sting for at least an hour after, I went to Jimmy John's, had a sandwich, left, and my lips were still burning, but my tongue was tingling as well. Yuck, bad, ouch, no. That is not just like a plumping gloss. I know they tingle a little bit. No, it was so unpleasant. It hurt. It literally hurt. Let me just make sure you get a good look at the packaging. The one with the chili pepper on it. Now, I love the lifter glosses. I have like every shade of them. They're very good. Not the chili pepper one. Not the plump chili pepper one. The chili pepper is not kidding. I mean, if you can handle that and you like that, like you go right ahead. But let me warn you, these are not, I try a lot of plumping glosses. I have very thin lips. I like to plump them up a little bit. These are not like those. These are just brutal. Extreme. I'll just put it that way. They're extreme. And I wouldn't say they were extremely plumping. They were just extremely painful. So, those are going in the... I don't even think I'm going to give those away. I think I'm going to throw them away. Like, they're... Yikes. Moving on. All right, let's do some happy things, because everything else is happy. Everything else I love. All right, let's get some skincare in here. I would be remiss not to mention the return of Science Serum Tight Eye. I know I've been talking a lot about this lately, but I can't have to. Because if you're not familiar with Tight Eye, you need to be. I know it sounds like I'm saying tie-dye. Tight Eye. If you're not familiar with them, you should be. Check out the video I put up last week, 2 weeks ago, I did a whole brand new how to wear it, but you can go back literally 2018 was the first video I did about this product, and the stuff is phenomenal. Absolute favorite. I already knew it was a favorite of mine. I'm just glad they're back. So they were out of commission from, gosh, I guess it was like early 2023, because it was May of last year that I got a mess. I was asking them when they were coming back because they had been out of stock for several months, and they had said they were having supply chain issues and they weren't able to restock. And so that was May of 2023. And that was after they'd already been out of stock for several months. And so I was hoarding the last bottles I had of their products because it just seemed like they weren't going to be back. And it's wild because earlier this year, so early, like spring 2024, I had people asking me, oh, you haven't talked about Tight Eye. Do you not use it anymore? And I'm like, well, you can't get it anymore. So I stopped talking about it because there's really no point in me talking about a product you can't get. You know, like how rude would it be for me to be like, oh, look at this magical thing. This stuff is so great. Oh yeah, you can't get it. Like that's just not nice. So, yeah, I was not only surprised, but very excited to see earlier a month or so ago, they came back. They are back. I hope they're back for good. Bravo, Science Serum. I'm so glad you're back. I'm I'll tell you a story. I was doing my eye makeup literally today, and it was a hot mess on my outer corners. And do you want to know why it was a hot mess on my outer corners? Because since I've had this back in my life for the last few weeks, my droopy hooded lids were less droopy. And so I used to have the opposite experience. I've been using tie-dye since 2018. I've got pictures in that video I posted a couple weeks ago that compare 2018 to now. My eyes look so much younger now than they did then. But I'm gonna get my favorite Wayne Goss number 3 that I do my transition shade with. For example, let's say summertime, I would go do the study abroad program for work over in Ireland, and several years, 2019, I think I forgot it. 2018, I think 2018, I forgot it. I would forget to bring my tie-dye and not using it for 7-8 weeks. What would happen is I'd be doing my eyeshadow and I would start getting stuck, like where my hooded droopy lids would stop my brush. And I'd be like, oh, I can tell that I haven't been using my tie-dye because my droops get bigger and then they block my brush. Well, since tie-dye has been gone for the past year and a half, I've been hoarding and not using the last of what I had. I've been using it like once a week, once every 10 days, just to keep as little, like to try to maintain. But over time, since I wasn't using it as frequently, my droopy lids, the outer corners got droopy again. But then I got used to it. And so then, my brush stops at that spot. Well, here's the thing. I've been using it again every day for almost 3 weeks now, 3 weeks. And I was doing my eyeshadow and the brush was not stopping and I was making a freaking mess because my droopy hooded outer corners were less droopy. Anyway, I will calm down soon. I will, but not yet because I'm still very excited. The video I did a couple weeks ago was sponsored. Thank you, Science Serum. I love your products. Please don't go away ever again. Please, please, please. If you're not familiar with tie-dye, go check it out. That video takes you through the whole process, how to put it on, what it does, all the ingredients, how they work, all the stuff. Just know that it is not only a favorite, it's a ride or die. It is something I need in my routine. It is a many-year favorite of mine. Get you some tie-dye. I do have a code with them. It gives you 10% off. A link in the description box. And yeah, cannot recommend it highly enough. It's a must. It's an absolute must in my skincare. I've mentioned this a few times. I'm actually wearing it today. The Wet n Wild Impossible Primer Stick. Okay, first off, it is not the same as the Impossible Primer that comes in the tube that is now buried in my primer drawer. Where the heck is it? Well, I can't find it right now because that's the e.l.f. version of the Liquid Putty Primer. There it is. I'm almost out of it. I need to get another one. This one's, oh my gosh, this one's really almost empty. It's not the same as this. I know they use the same packaging, the same marketing, the same name. This, I think, is a little bit more smoothing. I do prefer the one in the tube. However, here's why I love the one in the stick. It is unexpectedly, maybe I just missed some marketing on it. I didn't read carefully. I don't see it on here. It's cooling. It's one of those cooling sticks. It feels so good under your eyes and on your face. Like, it feels wonderful. And it's a nice primer. I just think the other one is just a smidge more smoothing, like in terms of blurring out pores and blurring out texture. But this one's really cooling, which feels really wonderful when there's a heat wave going on. And I like it. So there's that. Let's stick with the drugstore, shall we? I got some e.l.f. here. I have a bunch of e.l.f. here. So I've been testing out the No Budge Cream Eyeshadow, and this one is their white shade, and I was trying to see if it would work as an eye primer, kind of like the way I use the MAC Paint Pot in Painterly. I'm not going to replace my Painterly, mainly because Painterly is a perfect match to my skin tone, and I can do it whether I'm doing like a full makeup look or just like no makeup, and I can still, you know, conceal like the blood vessels that are visible through my eyelids and all that. But especially if you're doing a colorful eye look, there's a cat hair stuck on my lip. I feel it. I feel it. Colorful eye look, this is a really nice base because it just gives a pop to the colors that you're putting on top of it. And it does stay put really well, and it lasts really well like a primer. Like I use this when I'm doing like super colorful things. If you have a skin tone match in their No Budge shadow, I would say go for it. Much cheaper than the MAC Paint Pot. But I will continue using my MAC Paint Pot because they don't have anything I could use that is close to that color. But the white one works really well if you are doing any kind of colorful eye look, or if you just are putting eyeshadow on. Like, I also use my paint pot when I'm not doing eyeshadow, if I'm just doing no makeup, because I like to conceal the purple in my eyelids. But if you're putting eyeshadow on, go for it. It's lovely. Another thing from e.l.f. that I tried recently, the Sun Boss Gloss. It's an SPF lip gloss, which is awesome because who doesn't want SPF on their lips? Your lips are skin too. It tastes weird. The taste dissipates very quickly, but it doesn't taste good. It just tastes like, ugh, a little chemically. Probably sunscreen taste. I don't know. I haven't tasted my sunscreen lately, but it's probably what that is. However, that weird taste goes away quickly. I feel good knowing I've got sunscreen on my lips. I am going to pick up more shades of this. I just got the one to test it out, and I don't know what shade it is, so Sherlock is going to help me here. It is the shade Pink Me Girl. Anyway, I do recommend it. I think it's good. Tastes a little weird, goes away quickly. While we're talking lip gloss, I still have more e.l.f., but I'm just going to throw out there. I got a new shade of the Lawless Forget the Filler Plumping Gloss, which is not painful, thank you very much, but does do nice plumping. I'm wearing it right now. The shade is called, oh, I forgot already. Daisy Pink? Pink Daisy? Daisy Pink. It's the perfect pink. Bravo. You already know I love these, so that's no surprise. More favorites. e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. Now I get what everyone's been raving about with this. It's got a good grip. Like grippy. You gotta lock it down. But it doesn't feel sticky. It just feels, it's tacky. You wouldn't want to wear it on its own, like without foundation. But once you put the foundation on, it's just perfection. It just holds everything in place. A very good primer. Love it. I get it now. I didn't want to try it because I thought it was going to be sticky. I didn't want it to be sticky. It's not sticky. I should listen to you more often, all you good people that give me good advice. Good advice that you gave me was to try the Tear foundation. So this is the regular one. They also have like a matte one and a hydrating one. I just went for the regular one, and oh my gosh, the number of people that came at me like, you're using too much! It was still gorgeous, so I'm going to use as much as I want. Thanks. Appreciate the feedback. Wouldn't mind if some people made their feedback a little bit nicer, but you know how I can tell that those are people that don't follow me, that aren't subscribed, that aren't part of our wonderful community here, is because of the tone. Because none of you all that have been around, none of you would talk that way to another person. It's just not nice. Yeah, so I'm here to say, you can use way too much of this and it's still gorgeous. I love this foundation. I really love this foundation. Several of you did ask if I would pick up the hydrating one just to see if it's any different, because this one was just like the tiniest bit dry by the end of the day. Like drying-ish. Not drying, that's too strong of a word. But yeah, I probably will pick up the hydrating one and try it out. But anyway, use less, I guess. No, I'm not even going to say that. Use as much as you want. Use as much as makes you feel good. Use as much as you think looks beautiful. That's all there is to it. Like, don't listen to this noise. Chatter. Like, everyone's got an opinion. That's fine. I put myself out there. Like, I'm on YouTube. I expect to hear everyone's opinions. But stay true to yourself, people. Stay true to yourself. That's my advice. e.l.f. We still got more e.l.f. This is the Brow Laminating Gel. Okay, I have pretty heavy eyebrows. Like, I did not pluck my eyebrows out in the 90s, thank goodness. I don't know how I escaped that, but I did. Thank goodness. And so I have a lot of brow hair, which is good. This is not a complaint. But I need strong hold. And this is just a smidge not strong enough. But I think for most people, it would be plenty of hold. I still end up going back and doing a little dip into the e.l.f. Brow Lift because this stuff is perfect. But I love not having to get a separate spoolie. Like, I love all-in-one. And let me show you how this one operates. So you've got the, woo, as I spill it, you've got the little brush with the laminating gel, but then you also, in the same container, if you keep twisting, I always get myself confused. Why am I so confused? It's like a double twisty. Like the top comes off. My hands have oil on it, which I'm about to show you because I keep wearing it every day. There it goes. This, you pull the cap off. You keep twisting it the same direction and pull, and it comes off, and it's got the dual-ended brush. You've got the comb and then the brush. These don't make a whole lot of sense to me because I do all the brushing with the brush that has the little brush with the product on it. But I know a lot of brow products come with this, and I'm guessing I'm supposed to use them, but I usually don't. But I do like the comb to kind of comb through and get them all to look evenly dispersed, I suppose. But I think for most people, this would be plenty of hold because it's almost enough hold. Only the very, very front of my brows fall over, so it's almost enough hold. So I think for most people, it would be great. I really do like the look of it. It does have that sort of like, as if you got your brows tattooed, like that laminated look to it. And I like that look. I think it looks cool. So bravo there, e.l.f. Is that all the e.l.f.? That is all the e.l.f. No, it's not. I'm loving this stuff. I know I've only been using it for a couple weeks, so take that with whatever grain of salt you need to take it with. I don't have a ton of experience with it, but the new e.l.f. foundation, the Soft Glam Satin Foundation, it feels like wearing nothing. It is super long wear. I am going to pick up a lighter shade of this so that I can wear it in the winter because this shade, what was it, 23 Light Cool, is just a smidge too dark for me. This would be like a self-tanning shade. Nah, maybe not quite that dark. It's just a smidge dark. Probably won't be as soon as my arms are going to end up getting sun. I already have a little bit because I have not been wearing my sunscreen on my arms the way I should because I ran out of my sunscreen. It was in my empties video. I need to get a new sunscreen that has a pump. I will. I'm not as good about sunscreen on my arms as I am with my face, which I should be because I have tattoos. And you should not let sun get to your tattoos. It's going to lighten the ink in any way. This foundation is really beautiful. And it wears fantastically, and it's $8. So that's all I have to say about that. Brows. Got another thing. Maybelline Superlock. I've worn this in a few videos. Brow glue. We had a strange incident in a foundation review recently where my brows were like white, like as if I had gray hair, like white at the end of the day. And I have a feeling, some of you mentioned this in the comments, and this might have been what happened. I'm doing an actual test of it today because today I'm wearing the Urban Decay Face Bond Foundation, which is a transfer-resistant foundation. So I'm wearing this too, and we're going to find out if we were thinking that it is possible that my bangs were picking up foundation and transferring it to my eyebrows, and that's what I was seeing at the end of the night, and not necessarily the product turning white. Because I had worn it a bunch of times prior to that and never had it turn white on me. So we will see. I'm pretty sure that hypothesis is going to play out as accurate because I haven't had an issue with it any other time. Again, it's one of those that has the really nice little spoolie built into the brush here. I love these tiny little brushes, and it has enough hold to hold my brows, which, you know, e.l.f., if you don't come out with something as strong as Brow Lift in a little tube like this, I might end up going for the Maybelline. I do prefer that e.l.f. is cruelty-free, but this stuff's pretty good. So it gets a bravo from me. Bronzer. I'm also wearing this today. It's from Essence. It's the Kissed by the Light, and it is the shade Star Kissed, and here's why I like it. It is one of those bronzers that has a reddish undertone, which is really flattering for fair skin. It does not pull orange. And the thing with fair skin is when we are exposed to the sun, it is quite common for many, if not most of us, we get reddish to our skin when we have sun exposure. We don't just go bronze. I don't go bronze at all. I turn red, I burn, I peel, and I'm white again. Like, there's no bronzing that happens whatsoever on my skin. So a reddish undertone bronzer is what I need. And there are very, very, very few reddish undertone bronzers. The other one, the Balm Desert, is my favorite reddish undertone bronzer. And this one from Essence has that combo of the red of the red sun ray and the brownish sun ray. They turn into a reddish undertone bronzer. The only thing that I don't like about this, and this might be a positive for some people, so take this for however you prefer to do your makeup. I have to like push my brush in and like scrub it to get enough product off to give me color. It's really, really hard pressed in the pan. And I mean, you can probably tell just how hard I've been scrubbing at it. If I could get the camera to focus. It's just, now the upside to that is you're never going to accidentally put too much on because it's a slow build. You have to keep going back and back and back and back like 3 or 4 or 5 times to get it built up. So that's good if you don't want to accidentally have too much pigment on your skin. For me, it's a lot of work. All right, that's an overstatement, but just take note, it's a thing. That's how it is. But the color's nice, and I really like it. So I'm using it. I like it. All right. Lottie London. I have 2 things from Lottie London. I picked these up at CVS. Eye foil. It's really beautiful. Great for quick eye looks. This shade in particular, I love. Sherlock needs to help me out here. Where is the shade name? Too Much. Oh, right, because I always sing Dave Matthews when I look at the name. Dave Matthews was at Wrigley Field last night. I was not. Anyway, I missed the Alpine Valley shows. That's one of my like hometown shows. Alpine Valley was one of my favorite places to see a show. Alpine Valley and Deer Creek, like Indianapolis area. It's not called Deer Creek anymore. I don't know what they call it now, but I miss those shows. One of them got canceled because of weather. Anyway, Lottie London, eye foil, Too Much. I eat too much. I drink too much. I want too much. Too much. I'm wearing a size extra large shirt for the first time in like 15 years. I've been 2X or 3X forever now. This is an XL. It's amazing. It's an awesome tie-dye with a cow on it. I did not make this tie-dye. My friend Larry of Elsie's Tie-Dye made this tie-dye, and I purchased it from him because it's a cow. And it was an XL, and when I purchased it, I said, well, I'm in the process of losing weight, so hopefully I can wear it soon. I'm wearing an XL t-shirt right now. It's insane. It's literally been 15 or 20 years since I've been able to wear XL. Side note, my tie-dyes that I made myself, not this one, but the ones I made, are on my website now, finally, shopgoow.com. Yes, you all been saying, when your tie-dye's going to go up? When your tie-dye? They're up. They're up. They're up. I got them up, so you don't have to live in Virginia and come see me at an event to get my tie-dyes. You can get them on my website right now. I tied them and dyed them and made them all myself. I mean, I didn't make the t-shirt. The t-shirt is a blank t-shirt. Gildan 5000s. They are true all the way up through plus sizes. I currently only have up to 2X made on my website. I am going to be making larger plus sizes. I just need to get the money to buy more blanks. So buy some of my tie-dyes so that I can make more. Anyway, they're on my website. And thank you, Larry, because this cow is awesome. And you are part of the moment of me wearing an XL t-shirt for the first time. It's the only XL t-shirt I own in probably 2 decades. Lottie London. It's the Outer Banks. That's a TV show, right? I'm so not cool. I don't watch that, but this is the gold. What do they call this? I forget. They had a pretty interesting name. So it's squalane, one of my favorite skincare ingredients. Multi-purpose dry oil, face, body, and hair. So I primarily put this on my arms because it makes my tattoos look But zinga! Like, look at that. The scent is not too strong. A lot of these like shimmery body oils like hit you in the face with coconut. I do not like the scent of coconut. I know, blasphemy, whatever. I don't like it. I'm sorry, I don't like it. It smells a little bit like coconut, but very faintly, and it's like I can barely even smell it now, and it's been on for maybe half an hour now. So yeah, highly recommend. It is just a smidge shimmery. It's not like putting glitter all over your body. Like if you now personally, I'm okay with putting glitter all over my body. But if you don't want glitter all over your body, it's a slight shimmer. It's micro shimmer. It's super, super, super tiny. And you really don't notice it unless you're in the light. Like unless you, in my case, there's light bouncing off of me right now, my studio lights. In the sunshine, it looks gorgeous. Not heavily scented, so the fragrance is not overpowering. And it is dry touch. Like, here's how I measure a dry touch oil or a dry touch lotion. If I can ride in my car with my arm on the window, my Jeep, I should say. Sometimes I call it a car. If I can do this and I don't get like oil all over the side of my door, I'm happy. And this does not make marks of oil anywhere, so it's lovely. So bravo, Lottie London. I ordered these on the CVS website. I don't think my local CVS carries them, but I did get them on the website. Also loving the Polite Society mascara. I'm wearing it today. This is one dip into the tube. Excuse me. One dip, wand into tube per eye. I call that one coat, but you know, obviously you run the brush through your lashes several times. But let me get my bangs out of the way. Like seriously, this stuff's great. It's and it'll last forever if I only have to do one coat. Like seriously. It's also somehow comforting. It's like an oval shape and I like holding it. I don't know. That's probably some strange thing that I need to talk to my therapist about. But enjoying it. The last thing I have in my favorites, here's why I need to call this one out. Makeup Forever. This is the Hydro Glow. HD Skin Hydro Glow. So the other day, I was looking up a link to a video to send it to a friend of mine. And you know, when you pull up your channel, you know, all the thumbnails show up. And as I'm looking through the thumbnails, looking for the one that I wanted to get the link for, I'm like, what am I wearing in that one? It was the review for this foundation. Like, ooh, so nice. And so then I wore it the next day and I'm like, ooh, so nice. It's a nice one. It's a nice one. So I'm feeling some feelings. Little flutter in the chest for this one. So yeah, that's what I've been loving lately. I mean, I've been loving a lot of things lately. Jones Road has a lippy stick, a new balm. I guess it's not really new, but it's really nice, and I've been wearing that under my lip glosses. Oh, I have some new What's Up Beauty eyeshadows coming. I bought a backup of Dragon Eye as well. Yeah, I mean, it's been a good spring for makeup. It's been a good spring. Oh, I can say I don't really like these that much. I'm sorry, Essence. I got two palettes. I got a Vegas one and I got this one. And they dyed my eyelids or stained my eyelids. And so, I'm looking on my desk to see what else I'm loving. You already know I love the lip stains from CoverGirl because now I think I have almost all the shades now. I buy more every time I'm there at CVS. These lip stains are fantastic. They reformulated them to be vegan, and now they're vegan, and they're back, and they have new shades. And some of the shades I think you can only get at CVS, so that's a thing. Oh, the Egyptian Queen from What's Up Beauty, the lipsticks. What was this shade? Oh, this is it. This is the one. Was it Seba or was it the other one? Oh, I can't remember. It's Seba, I think. This is perfect neutral for a cool undertone. Oh, I didn't prepare very well, did I? I just have so much stuff in front of me. The Duochrome liquid liner from that launch. What's the name of it? It's so cool. Nebu. I'm sure I'm saying it wrong. I'm sorry. What's Up Beauty? You rocked it. Knocked it out of the park with that. Can I see anything else that I need to talk about sitting on my vanity? I'm sure there's more. That's what I've been loving lately. Drugstore's been kind of kicking some booty. Drugstore's knocked it out. Me and the baseball. I told you, Dave Matthews was at Wrigley Field yesterday. So I watched part of the Cubs game because they kept showing Dave Matthews. And so I got baseball analogies in my head now. Anyway, that's my loves, my recent loves. And bad lip gloss. Do not get the chili pepper gloss. Don't do it. Just don't do it. I mean, or do it. But I think if you don't like pain, you should not do it. That's my opinion. There you have it. More favorites. What are you loving? What do I need to pick up? Let me know down in the comments. And what are you not loving? Because we like to save money too. We do not want to buy things that are not going to be good or that are not going to work out for us. So feel free to leave both sets of loves and not so much loves in the comments if you have any to share with us. Check me out on Patreon. I post extra goodies over there. The most recent thing, which I don't know when you're going to see this video, but Pokemon and ColourPop have a collab now. I have very impressive self-restraint. I only bought 3 things. Yes. Thank you very much. I'm proud of myself. So yeah, join me over there. You do not have to pay to be a patron. You can be a free patron and you'll get news like the Pokemon collab. As always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. I appreciate your time, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.